From today's TMJ4, this is 4-1 Forward.
He's the longest serving governor in Wisconsin history. 30 years ago, Wisconsin politics changed forever when Tommy Thompson was sworn in as governor.
So tomorrow night, friends, family, and former staffers, and perhaps a few opponents will celebrate Tommy Thompson's first inauguration. Today, we welcome to 4-1 Forward, Tommy Thompson. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you, Charles and Shannon. It's an honor to be on your program. And what a great catchy name, 4-1 Forward.
Well, you like that.
I like that.
We are trying to move
and
the
I really
conversation
hope
forward.
you're doing very well with your new show. Congratulations.
Well, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
I've always wanted you to have your own show, Charles.
Thank you. I'm sure you had something to do with it.
Yeah, I hope so. I'll take credit for it anyway. I can't take credit for Shannon, but what an addition.
Yes. Well, welcome here. Let's get to current events.
Sure.
The Foxconn deal looks like it's going to happen.
Yes,
the
it
governor
is.
has to sign it. You were very involved in some big deals when you were governor. What do you like? What don't you like about the Foxconn deal?
Well, first off, you got to like the fact that Wisconsin won. Anytime Wisconsin wins and become the center and be able to go to Washington in the Oval Office and announce that Wisconsin is going to be the winner against half a dozen other states or up to a half a dozen states, we're all vying for this company. You know, that's a tremendous thing. That kind of publicity you can't buy. So I give the credit to the governor, to the legislature, and of course Speaker Voss, who was very instrumental, and of course Speaker Paul Ryan.
But is it a
But
good
you
deal?
know, right, but you know, as a politician, the devil is in the details.
Absolutely. It's always the devil, and you're going to find some things that you don't like. I mean, anything that mammoth and that complex, you're going to find some problems. You're going to find some, and a lot depends upon trust, mutual trust. Is the individual, Mr. Gu, is he somebody that you can really rely upon? I hope he is. And will there be 13,000 jobs? Will it be 10,000, 4,000? You don't know, and you won't know until you get started. But overall, it's a big deal for the state of Wisconsin and southeastern Wisconsin.
Okay, you've been there, done this. You did
Yes.
it with Lee Iacocca, Chrysler. He pulled out of the deal after a couple years down there. You also chased after Motorola. Motorola ended up going to Illinois, and then that place closed down.
That's correct.
So there's a lot to be. Is there a lot to be concerned about these deals?
Absolutely. Anytime you have a deal of this magnitude, you've got to be concerned. And a lot of it, you know, is based upon trust. Lee Iacocca, you know, promised me, you know, that Chrysler was going to stay in Kenosha.
Right.
And then he changed his word. And of
And the
course,
dynamics
remember,
of the-
we got in a little
Sure,
bit,
right, yeah.
not a little bit, it was a very
Right.
large verbal tiff
Exactly.
that made the news all over, and it was not good.
But how do you speak about trust and the trust between the company's owner as well as the state, but how about the trust in the legislature with the Democrats and the Republicans trying to come to some compromise and pushing this deal forward?
But that's legislation. You know, that's the legislative process. And when you got two political parties, which we're very fortunate to have in America, you know, they've got some difference of opinions. That's why you have two political parties. And several of those individual Democrats don't like the deal. Some because it's Governor Walker, others because they got some genuine concerns about it. And those concerns were brought out in the debate. They were not incorporated into the legislation, and we'll see whether or not they actually were correct when it comes.
Sure. The
to
number
final.
$3 billion doesn't scare you.
$3 billion always scares me. I mean, you're talking real money.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
coming from Elroy, you know, $3 is a heck of a lot of money. I can remember we didn't have 3 cents back in the Thompson home, so $3 billion is a lot of money. But when you're dealing with a company this magnitude, you got to realize that Wisconsin was vying with 6 other states, and Wisconsin won out. That, you know, it was costly, it was expensive. But if in fact there are 13,000
Yes.
jobs, and if in
Then it's a
fact they
win.
bring in,
Yeah.
you know, trillions of
The
dollars.
indirect jobs as well.
It's tremendous. Then it's an investment, and what you're going to see is return on your investment back to the state of Wisconsin and taxpayers. Whether or not it's going to be as good as we think it is now, we don't know. You don't know. I don't know. But hopefully, you know, we will find out soon, and hopefully it'll be as good as we thought, or even better.
Well, let's talk about the budget, because you talk about how we are blessed to have two parties, the Democratic Party
Right.
and the Republican Party, but yet the Republican Party is still kind of at odds with getting this budget passed when they have the majority.
That is true, and but that's, you know.
Is that politics?
No, I don't know. You know, some of the times, you know, you don't want to wish to have too big of a majority. You know, and when you only have just a bare majority. Sometimes it's easier to get legislation through. When you have a bigger majority, I don't need to vote for it, therefore you got to come to me. But when you only just have a bare majority, then you have to all come together as a party.
So where they can't agree on is roads,
Right.
transportation, $1 billion shortfall. You, the road builders.
I was a builder.
They elected you.
I was the
Right.
biggest
So
road
is
builder
this-
ever.
is
And
it like,
I built
Right.
roads. There were 2
Right.
seasons in Wisconsin.
Right.
Highway construction in
Right.
wintertime.
so are you saying full speed ahead, or is there a time now where we're saying we can't afford as much as we would like to afford?
You got to invest. I mean, this is our future. This is the infrastructure. You got farmers that have got to get their crops to market. You got tourism, which is huge in Wisconsin. You got a manufacturing state that's got to get their products in and out. And so you got to have a good infrastructure, and you got to have good.
Borrow to get it or pay for it now?
Well, you know, that's the big question. The big question is, you know, the legislature and the governor have decided to do the way that they think is the best, and that's borrowing.
But you also didn't include mass transportation, and I think that's key in your transportation issue, especially when you're talking about manufacturers not only getting product to their distributors, but people working at those plants.
Oh, sure, mass transit, and just think of Amtrak. You know, that was responsible for getting the Amtrak expanded into the state of Wisconsin, and the most successful Amtrak is between Milwaukee and Chicago and back and forth. People ride that every day and commute back and forth. So you got to. It's a comprehensive transportation system. Wisconsin's got it. We got to build on it, and hopefully we can.
All right, don't go anywhere.
Okay. I don't think
we
I
got
have.
more to talk about.
All 23
I'm
minutes.
leaving.
All right, well,